What's up, fuckers? It's time to spill the cafefe. Many people this week have been reporting unfamiliar feelings and uncontrollable flexing in the corners of their mouths, but fear not, my little fuckers. Those strange things are called happiness and smiles, things we haven't experienced since the Orange Omen started the Trumpocalypse 4 years ago. Joe Biden officially picked Kamala Harris as his running mate, and it's finally time to make America sane again. Kamala won't shatter America like Oompa Loompa Jesus has. She'll just continue to shatter glass ceilings and give us all hope. Something that many of us could use in a country designed for straight white men. One of those men, Tucker Carlson, has warned America that if Biden wins, everything that Trump has done will be reversed. Now, bitch, don't threaten me with a good time, but Tucker, in all honesty, I'm not sure that's the right argument to make if you want to help Chester Cheeto win. It sounds like a Biden campaign ad to me. Now, the Trump clan can't wrap their minuscule minds around the fact that Joe Biden would pick a woman who challenged him during a televised debate. Well, my little maggots, strong men support strong women, and Biden proved that he was just that with his VP choice. You don't write a woman off just because she's disagreed with you. That's the behavior of a toxic narcissist with a fragile ego. Do we know someone like that? Now, President Donnie Darko has labeled our Democratic nominees Sleepy Joe and Phony Kamala. The irony is that Joe Biden is clearly so much healthier than Trump, he can ride a bike or drink a glass of water with one hand. Meanwhile, Trumpy needs a fucking sippy cup and has to have his hand held to walk down the stairs. Not to mention he's made over 20,000 false claims since he took office. What's another word for false? Phony. But if Kamala is such a phony, why have the Trumps donated to her re-election campaign 3 times now, but now she's suddenly not American enough to run for VP? My favorite Trump lie is how the Spanish flu time traveled from 1918 or 1917, as Trump would say, all the way to the 1940s to fight the Nazis in World War II. I had no idea that pandemics stopped wars, and who knows what war COVID has already ended. Maybe it's the one we've all been afraid Tangerine Palpatine would start. Shit, if brains were leather, he'd have just enough to saddle up a cockroach. Giddy up, motherfucker. Now, a vote for the Trump-Pence. It's so hard to tell sometimes. That's a vote for phobias. Melanin phobia, homophobia, xenophobia, transphobia, Islamophobia, and also having no problem with Russians paying the Taliban to kill U.S. troops. A vote for the Biden-Harris ticket is a vote for letting kids out of cages, giving dreamers a path to citizenship, and getting veterans the care that they deserve. It's a vote for reasonable gun laws, affordable health care, and housing. It's a vote for getting women the keys back to their pink fortresses, LGBTQ rights, fighting for teachers, and against climate change and saving national parks. Speaking of national parks, that backstabbing bunker bitch baby wants his face on Mount Rushmore. Back in 1980, the Supreme Court ruled that the Black Hills should still be native land. Mount Rushmore is already a symbol of white supremacy for most Native Americans. We don't need to make things worse by slapping Trump's sweaty face on there. And I'm not quite sure the color of the granite's right for Donald. Maybe we should carve Trump's face into the Mountains and Arches National Park in Utah. I mean, they're already bright orange. Actually, that wouldn't be right either, since he wants to start mining and drilling there. Then again, he sure does love walls. Maybe we could mount his head on a wall. Maybe even on that huge wall he's had built around the White House. But then again, his head's so big, it'd probably collapse under all that weight. Just like that incomplete border wall that collapsed a few weeks ago in a hurricane. Thank you, Hurricane Hannah, courtesy of the LGBTQ community. At least that's what evangelical leaders always say. They think every natural disaster is caused by the gays. We all know that a hurricane is just a fucking hurricane, but if we have to blame it on someone, it couldn't possibly be the corruption brought by Trump or the evangelicals themselves, could it? Now, that's a hurricane of hypocrisy. I swear some of those people are so dumb, if you threw them in a river, they would float upstream. But all that hypocrisy is not unlike the hypocrisy of Trump voting for himself by mail in Florida, but then suing the state of Nevada for letting its citizens do the same. He claims that mail-in voting allows fraudulent behavior, something he knows quite a bit about. Colorado has had universal mail-in voting for almost a decade with no problems. Mail-in ballots aren't connected to the internet, and there's a paper trail that's archived for 2 fucking years. We have mailed driver's licenses, debit cards, credit cards, social security checks, paychecks, and so many other things. But we already know Trump's real issue. He said that mail-in voting would keep any Republican from becoming president ever again. He's scared of losing this election, so he's going to go to war with the post office, the people who bring us Christmas cards and pretty stamps. The only way out is for all of us to vote, and vote blue, whether you are a Yosemite or originally from Thailand. Are Biden and Harris the perfect ticket? No, there's no such thing. But you know what? Biden and Harris won't kill hundreds of thousands of us through ignorance and incompetence, or make us the laughing stock of the world, or funnel money to their kids and cronies, or snuggle up to dictators and call Nazis and white supremacists very fine people. Progress isn't made sitting on the sidelines, y'all. Not voting is a vote for Trump. So vote. Do your part to remove that stubborn orange stain from our once White House. I want everybody to have a great fucking day, unless you're a person, woman, man, camera, TV who still supports Trump.